Sup guys, Mikey here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council with Tech Tuesday. Every Tuesday is a Tech Tuesday with Switcheroroo, Switcheroroo. I'll just call it Switcheroo because it's easier to call it Switcheroo. And this is a short print from the Raging Tempest set, and it's actually one that I did not, or rather I overlooked from Raging Tempest until it was pointed out to me. And what this card does is, if you control the same number of monsters as your opponent, switch control of all those monsters. Now, needless to say, this card is okay. For some people it's good, it's great. For other people it's bad, it sucks, it's not worth it. And let's go into this card with the pros and cons and whatnot, all that good stuff. So pros. Yeah, pros. So if you don't have a good field and your opponent does, you can just use this card and just have that field that your opponent has. So let's say you're playing ABCs and you're facing Blue Eyes, because Blue Eyes is because the reason I picked Blue Eyes is because of the new Goliath play that they can do. So if they have like Goliath with Titanic on board, and you don't have a field, then you can just do 2 summons in that turn, use this card, and then look at that, you have a Titanic and you have a Goliath. They're locked out and they're stuck with no field, no plays, nothing. And it's even better if they have a Crystal Wing. All you need is 3 monsters. So yeah, if you're in a bad spot but you can pump out monsters, or you can pump out a field and use this card, then this card will be helpful to you, because that means that you can play something like Ojamas, use this card in Ojamas, and you can win the game, which is really, really ridiculous now that I think about it, because literally I came up with that on the spot. Like I don't like have scripts for this stuff. I just do everything from scratch. So yes, this card is good if you can't have a good setup in the first couple turns and you point blank lose. But if you use this card and you can get monsters out, you can steal the setup that your opponent worked so hard to get. Now, obviously, there's more cons with this card than pros, and the number 1 con I have with this card is that it is 100% situational. Now, take a minute to think about that. It is entirely situational. I can consider a tech card, but when a card becomes this situational, you have to think, what deck can I actually use it in to utilize? Like, for example, you can use this in Yang Zings. You can. If your opponent goes first and has his field set up, you can just use the Yang Zing combos that they do and use this card on their turn with the amount of Yang Zing monsters you have and completely destroy their field. You can do this on their standby phase or their main phase before they even do anything. So in a deck like Yang Zing's, which can pump out monsters, which can like have establish a field while their opponent is ready for you, or something like Blue Eyes, where they have Return of the Dragon Lords, where they have Sage, where they have Alternative, and you just can't seem to, for whatever reason, get over their plays. Like maybe Metal Foes, if they have Alkaheist on the field, or if they have Mithrilium and you don't want them to recycle and go back into their plays, or if you're facing something like Mermills, especially Mermills, since they have the Eclipse spell that negates the spell, and they have Abyss Megalo and all that stuff. So 100% situational, and decks that this card could use: Yang Zings, maybe Mermills, Blue Eyes, Paleozoics can definitely use this card. It is a trap. It does chain to their effects. So you can actually, this is very effective in Paleozoics, because you activate this, but you can chain all the trap cards that are possible within your graveyard to the amount of monsters they have. So this is a really great tech card for Paleozoics. You can use it in Monarchs even, and I don't see why you would want to use this in Monarchs unless it's the Exceed variant or the Synchro. I believe you can do a Synchro variant. That would be interesting to see. But yes, that's the one. That's the number one con I have about this card. The second one is you have to be exact with the amount of monsters you have on your board. So I'm not sure, since this is still a new card, I'm not sure about the ruling of it. Like, for example, if your opponent gets rid of one of their monsters, so they have less than you or they have more than you, I believe the effect will not go through, since it's really simple. It's really straightforward. So the effect will not go through. That's what should happen, but I'm not sure how this would be used in actual play. So that's the second con, that you need to have the same amount of monsters, and if your opponent does something to make this card useless, then there's no point in playing it, because they'll just get over their plays. Like, for example, I'm not sure what deck destroys their own monsters on their turn. So there you have it. Other than that, besides those two big cons, I don't see anything else wrong with this card. And as for like where it should be, I think it could be in a side deck, because this could be used if you have more than two decks you're having problems with that swarm you. So if you get outswarmed against multiple decks and you find yourself in these situations where you can even up the score with Switcheroo, then go for it. Go ahead and test it out in your side deck. See if it'll be helpful in future. And I can definitely see this being main decked in Paleozoics, because you can just take their field, destroy your own Paleozoic cards, and then use them back later. So it's pretty strong for Paleozoics. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your comments. You know, it's always good to fight about cards like this. Make sure to comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video. Please drop a like. If you enjoyed this video anyway, you're a recurring subscriber, drop a like anyway. You know, drop a like, drop a dislike, drop anything you want to drop. Drop that base. No, I'm kidding. Make sure to join our Discord chat. Slowly growing, you know. But, you know, the more people we have on board, the more it will grow, and the more the community starts to get much more closer together. That's one of the main things that we're trying to do. Get the community together. Everyone be friendly towards each other. You know, go ahead and go vote for what you want to see on Friday's live stream. And stock market will be this Wednesday, featuring Raging Tempest and the other price shifts of quote-unquote meta cards. So that's about it, and I will see you guys later. Peace.